Hey guys, and welcome back to Wind Waker HD. It's time to travel back to the Forsaken Fortress and finally free Aryll with the power of the Master Sword.
Oh right, we were totally doing that.
Yeah,
See, I thought we were off to save the world or, be king of the pirates or some shit like that, but yeah, I forgot we actually had a mission from the get-go.
you travel to lots of different tropical islands and you forget you have a sibling. It's just more fun hanging out in the sun.
But we'll never forget that we have a grandma.
Never. Ever. Well, if Aryll learns to make soup, maybe she'll be higher on my priorities list,
You don't know that. What if Aryll makes, hero salad and it's delicious and it gives you, all the collectible upgrades?
Seems a bit OP.
It got nerfed.
Speaking of things being nerfed, what's happening with the Master Sword? Maybe it's just me, but it's like its fins are folded in, it looks a bit pale. Has it got a cold?
Yes, it actually needs some medication, some chicken soup. Just dip it in the soup itself.
Oh, Phantom Ganon, you again?
Well, we have to. It was in Ocarina of Time, and as we all know, people wanted Ocarina of Time 2 super duper badly.
No, you save that sass for Twilight Princess, alright? Wind Waker is its own beast.
But we already did Twilight Princess! I got all of that OOT2 sass out. Besides, this game actually has a lot more OOT2 syndrome going on during its development.
Shasha.
I really like this design of the Phantom Ganon.
It kind of combines his, what the fuck happened there?
Oh man, I love the physics that Link has when he gets twapped in the middle of a reaction command flip.
Yeah, as I was saying, it kind of combines Ganon with his, human form. It's pretty cool.
Also, the music cues still just as great as ever.
So good, mate.
They make Dead Man's Volley seem like the most exciting thing on the face of the earth.
What's your least favourite incarnation of Dead Man's Volley in the Zelda series?
Least favorite? See, because I like a lot of them. It would probably end up being one of the ones on the handheld.
Just say Phantom Hourglass so we can move on.
There's one in Phantom Hourglass?
Yeah, the ghosts on the ship.
Then yes. Oh, yeah. See, I only got halfway through Phantom Hourglass and I quit because it got boring. But I totally forgot that this is... Yes. I want to go with that one.
Okay, let's see what swag we get for beating Phantom Ganon. And it's a replacement for the Megaton Hammer.
I fucking love Skull Hammer.
It looks a lot better in the HD version, I gotta say.
I love it. I love that it looks like it just came out of Halloween Town.
Same basic principle, it can stomp things into the ground. You can use it to get past the pegs over here. The mini blinds will come whenever a light shone on you, so get used to hearing da-da, 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 da-da.
I think the good thing about it that's an improvement over the Megaton Hammer is its reach. Because even though the Megaton Hammer was really powerful, it was actually a very short-range weapon.
Yeah.
Unless the enemy was right in front of you, you weren't going to hit it. With the Megaton Hammer, especially when, in both of Link's swings with it, he will hit enemies on such a huge-ass radius that it's so powerful and I love it.
Don't think we actually picked this up the last time we were here. The barrels were in the way, okay? I had to move them.
Did we really need to pick it up, though?
No. Oh, finally I can get around here without getting confused.
Now we know where to go on the map that isn't even on the screen. The thorns on the buttons look better too in this version. I actually haven't seen the buttons yet for HD, but they look really good. Looks like they added more, or just the textures make it look like there's more thorns on it.
It's kind of like the music. They slightly updated it, but not really.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the weird thing. Forsaken Fortress 1, I hardly ever consider it to be a dungeon yet. I will always remember to include Forsaken Fortress the second time around as a dungeon. And I think it may be because we get an item.
Well, you get an item, you get a climax, and a boss, so it feels a lot more satisfying.
Even though, at most, it's 10 rooms that you're going through?
Yeah.
But it is also really fun that we get to see Link's growth by revisiting an area.
And this time you're not weak, you're not vulnerable, because you have the sword. And any moblins that want to give you some shit, you just fucking stab them in it, mate.
Yeah, that's another thing too with this whole dungeon is that the whole purpose within the plot seems to be this is a confidence build. Link got the Master Sword, like he's proved his courage, he's almighty, and now he's going through an area that it was really scary to go through.
Yeah.
But now he can just rip everything to shreds. It's all about showing his growth and essentially giving you confidence in how you're playing Link. Like, I am such a badass.
Good job you got that confidence, because you hear the mini-blins before you see them.
Once again, the sound design helps because now you can tell when enemies and what kind of enemies are coming for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just makes it even creepier when you get a sound from an enemy you've never encountered. Then you're wondering, what the fuck is that? You know, I just noticed on the flags, it's sort of like a black circle with two white ovals. Sort of like a pig snout. Yeah, because a certain character has a history with pigs.
Yes, he does. You can use the deck relief, but I was really paranoid about having to, like, fall down and redo the part for, like, third time in a row.
Exciting gameplay!
Well, actually, it was, like, the fourth time, because, like, the third time, had a really good run. I got up to, like, I'm spoiling this a bit, but where you're running up, like, through the circular tower, being chased by, the big old bird himself, and, the gamepad started freaking out. I guess it was, like, low on power or something, but it's like, it cannot connect to the gamepad.
No, that's just the gamepad being the worst controller ever created.
Yeah, Nintendo should be ashamed, etc.
I know they should be ashamed of making people play Super Metroid on a gamepad. No. Still mad. I'm still fucking mad at that.
What, you mad at that, not Federation Force, you fucking fake-ass Metroid gamer?
I don't give a shit. You made people play Zelda 1 and Super Metroid on not the greatest controller ever created. Shame on you.
Sorry, I just love your flippant response to that. So, okay, Link, was the Master Sword shaking there?
It might have been. Once again, geography is weird. And then when geography on physics just doesn't go together.
There's a point coming up, and it was in the original, where it focused on Link, and I could see the Master Sword visibly shaking. Like, was it reacting to the character or something?
That would be super interesting, and I almost want to go with that answer just to give credit. And how did you three make it up here without the Sword of Evil's Bane? We
had the cannons of Evil's Bane.
Oh, shit.
Link doesn't really think these plans through. It's a good job he's got pirate backup.
It's a good thing he has a talking boat, or... Actually, no, what good is the talking boat doing us at this point?
Like, that bit where Link was staring at Tetra, in the original, I swear the sword was shaking like hell.
I'd believe it. You know what? Let's go with it. I think it's cute. That's a nice idea. Good fan theory.
The gist of the scene is he rescues Arrel. Well, Tetra and the pirates do, and Link takes credit for it. And that's about it.
Also, the two other girls who just happen to have pointy ears, they have their own side quest back in Windfall, and it's not all that good. There's pretty much just their socioeconomic standing reverses, and then it goes back, and then you find out that no one's happy. It doesn't matter if they're rich or poor. Literally, no one is happy in the world.
Yeah, the poor girl becomes rich, and the rich girl becomes poor. Great music here, by the way. Great build-up for this fight.
Yeah, let's all get out of here. Can we go now? We're done.
Helmrock King's taking his sweet-ass time.
It's almost like he's waiting for the exact moment when the dialogue will end.
No, it's just Nico, he keeps firing like a volley at him. That's great. I love Link in this game.
Well, Link has finally accepted responsibility of his duty. Like, he's just happy that she's rescued, even though he knows that, well, I still got shit to get done.
Yeah, let me take out the evil overlords. You take my sister back to the island.
So all I needed in the end was just the sister to be saved.
Oh, Jesus, I just remembered this area's about to get flooded, isn't it? Yep, there it goes. I hope the seagulls fly away in time.
Those bubbles looked terrible. The water looks okay, but the bubbling water looked so bad.
Caca. And now is when we run.
It is so weird though that the water is rising, but it's rising so slowly that you almost don't get the tension from that. You're just too preoccupied with the fact that the bird is trying to peck at you.
Yeah.
And then the occasional enemy sort of just pops out of a pot to give you a little startle, but ignore them. Just keep running.
If for any reason you like fall off, whether your controller's malfunctioning or you're just, you know, not really paying attention, there are like little things jutting out from the walls that you can use the grappling hook to swing across the gaps with.
Oh, I love this part. And you ruined it by missing.
Nah, it's still cool, it's still good. Don't follow it, alright? This battle ends here, not down there.
Your bloodlust knows no end. You go after the bird to finish the job. It's like Link puts a little Bowie knife in his mouth and dives down. This whole scene is so good.
This boss fight is actually kind of easy, but it's really enjoyable.
I love it. Just the setting, the moment in which it's happening too. Like I said, this has sort of been... This is definitely the big baddie you have the personal vendetta against.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know about its boss, but we just have been seeing the shit that he's been doing to other islands. This bird is the one that it's personal.
Ganon may have been given the orders, but the Helmrock King who is the one who executed them, so he gets a nice snosh full of me friggin' not Megaton Hammer.
Yes! So satisfying. Also, is it necessary to shine spotlights on it, though?
I think it's funnier when he dies, actually.
That didn't happen the first time, Bird. Maybe you should not do that again?
I like how its armor on his head has got like a little X scar on it. Wait, who do you think you are, mate? Psyx?
I'm honestly surprised that the game doesn't lag. Well, the original didn't lag from like all the tail effects, because that's a lot of stuff that's constantly moving based on the physics of how the Helmrock King is moving.
Yeah, the billowing.
I also remember I favorited a video of this a long time ago where Nintendo was doing, you know, those Best Buy demos.
Yeah.
And one guy on this boss decided to do the zombie hover. And everyone was so pissed at this guy because the guy was so happy with himself that he did a zombie hover on the HD version. But we were telling him, don't fucking do that. Don't do it, especially in front of the Nintendo people, because the whole point of those Best Buy demos is to get free playtests.
Yeah.
That is literally the reason. You may think it's because Nintendo's super cool, but no, you're playtesting their game for them for free. So when you show off a glitch like that, it's gonna get patched.
Very nearly one-cycled that guy. I was pretty happy with that fight. So the build-up to the boss is great. It gets its own unique music theme, and the fight itself, easy but enjoyable. So Helmrock King gets 1.5 thumbs up from me.
I'm gonna give it a full 2.
Maybe even 3. One day. Helmrock King, one day.
Like you said about it being easy, it just plays once again into the fact that this is all one giant ego boost for the player and Link at this point in the story. We have to make sure that you feel really full of yourself and you're like, oh yeah, I can totally take out Ganondorf. This shit's going down.
I like the juxtaposition of like the stone tower, and then you get like this little veranda completely made out of like wood and such.
Yeah. Also, they looked kind of like shields or whatever. They look like they had the Sheikah eye on them. I don't know why Ganondorf would want to decorate his room like it's an African safari, but hey, to each his own taste.
What do we think about Fat Ganondorf? Or at least Stocky Ganondorf? Love him?
Love stocky Ganondorf. I don't know, like, it's just a really good design. I love everyone's design in this game. I don't think there's any long-standing character whose design I don't like from this game.
When Sakurai actually develops Ganondorf as he was meant to be, which is you give him a sword and you give him some, ranged attacks like shadow balls or whatever, I want this guy to be an ult.
I want him to be the Ganondorf.
I think he just tanked a hit from the Master Sword, so yeah, let's crown him the Ganondorf.
And like I said, the whole dungeon, getting the Master Sword, clearing out an old dungeon that gave us trouble and that we were pretty much scared of, and then taking out the enemy that we had a vendetta quite easily, was all to boost Link's ego, make you think like you're a badass, so that when you get to this point where Ganondorf swiftly hands you your ass on a platter, it hurts. It's supposed to sting. And it's super effective that this is how you combine gameplay with narrative.
How did Tetra... How was she able to do like a bicycle kick on Ganondorf? That was crazy.
Pirate training?
Speed of the pirate. And shit gets real in 3, 2, now.
Uh-oh. He can't even say anything, it's just punctuations. There you go. You were wondering why. If it's Legend of Zelda, then where is Zelda? There you go.
I'll be honest, I probably wouldn't have seen this coming had they not used the same exact thing in Ocarina of Time.
Oh yeah, with Sheik and everything. Yeah. I think young me was taken aback by it. Like, at least I was humored by the idea that, oh shit, Tetra Zelda. I think. It wasn't super... I didn't groan at it, at least.
Time to get wrecked, Ganon. This is for Dragon Roost, you piece of shit.
Freaking years of getting his tail bitten by a giant lobster crab thing.
That's right, I did that shit. Peace!
Blue gives no fucks. He's supposed to be a peaceful god, but I don't think so.
Dragon Wrath and Fire, mate. Don't piss off a dragon.
He needs to know fire moves. How else is he supposed to cover his weakness to ice?
Very good, Mexi, very good.
Exactly. And then he perches like a pigeon.
There is some, like, hiding in speech coming from Valu in a second, but given the fact that I very nearly spoiled something last time, I'm just gonna forego it.
Let's just assume they're settling on when they should get together for some pool later. Yes, Saturday sounds good.
How the hell do my wings support my body weight? I'm magic, bitch! Valu, out!
He's like a bumblebee.
I can't even do that with a straight fucking face. Yeah, the prince has wings now. Sorry if it seemed like we were just glossing over that fact.
Well, we kind of discussed that last time. He got the dragon scales, so now he got his wings, and honestly, if we didn't get to see that at least at some point, at least in the credits, it would have been a huge letdown. I think this is the scene where Link will drown, because I remember that in the original you use a zombie hover to, like, just leave the Helmrock King fight, and you just float Link all the way into Ganondorf's room, and you trigger the cutscene. So what happens is that Link is still technically dead throughout all these cutscenes, so as soon as these end, and Link jumps out of the boat, he just dies. And he drowns in the little pool of water, and it's so sad.
Game Theory focuses on Majora's Mask all the time, when really they should have been focusing on Wind Waker. Just turn MM upside down and you'll find the truth.
Oh, Link is dead in every game. Link was dead before he even conceived. Yes, that's what happens. He jumps out and dies. It's so adorable.
I think Tetra actually gets stuck in this scene. Where is she?
I think she's just gonna have some fun outside the castle. I mean, her life was in danger. She's in no rush.
Would it be a bitch if all the Moblins and Darknuts came back and you had to fight them while protecting Tetra?
You wanna know what would have been an even bigger bitch move if you had to do the puzzle too? It would be like padding to the extreme. Those aren't gossip stones. You can't, like, send us to space.
There's a lot of exposition from here on out, so if it seems like we're just, like, sitting back and watching, that's probably why.
Or I'm bored. One of those two is occurring right now.
Behold, the design they'd use for basically every king from here on out.
Yeah, because what were we gonna do? Use the previous design?
Yes, the king was the king of red lions as well. So, back during Jaboon, I accidentally said, "Hello, King of Hyrule."
Wow. And I had to sit here and just listen to you do that. I let it happen. I'm no better than you.
Yeah, you're culpable, mate. So yeah, Ganon got pissy, he decided to destroy Hyrule, the goddesses sunk this thing. We know all this. You told us it during the intro.
We had the intro, pretty much all the deities have been talking about it. We could have been told this when we got the sword too. You know, we really could have just combined the scene of getting the Master Sword and this all together.
Like, it's a bit long, but you know, that whole ancient script or like Bayo tapestry thing at the beginning does really work. It's just that they kind of start to repeat themselves after a while.
They start to assume that, man, you've played through 3 dungeons, and you're probably really bad at this game, so it's been 5 years since you've seen that cutscene, so let's recap real quick.
This is a gorgeous scene, though.
I think the lighting works pretty good, too, with the Wii U weirdo lighting. Oh, a Link to the Past.
Yep.
Gee, buddy.
By the shards of the Triforce of Wisdom combined, I remove your individuality and forcibly turn you into a princess! What happened to Tetra? Was she just like a vessel? An empty shell to be overridden?
That is a really, really good question, because when she also turns into the princess, she loses her, like, sailor tan. I mean, there's still some aspects of that Tetra personality, but like, I'm really not sure. It's the same thing with Sheik. Like, is it still Zelda's body? Does she inhabit a new body? Does she alter her own? It's really confusing.
Well, Sheik, you could say Zelda is just like play acting. Tetra and Zelda are very clearly two different people. Or maybe it was just like, you know, Zelda had a curse put on her and she was turned into Tetra to hide things. I don't know, I'm just spitballing here.
It could be that, or like a magic makeup dealio. Like, she looked like that at all times, but there was a cover.
Yeah.
To make her look, I don't know. There's a lot of things that we could think, but the game doesn't give a shit enough to tell us, so
It's not really important at the end of the day, we're just nitpicking here.
yeah, the big point is just that Zelda and Tetra are one and the same. It doesn't really matter, like, their actual interrelationship, just that they're the same person.
Isn't it cool, though, that we've been riding around with the King of Hyrule?
It would have been nice if he had given us more information. Like, is there really any point to saving all this knowledge until this point? Yeah, maybe hiding Zelda's identity, but his own, was that really necessary?
He's got a bit of a manipulative streak, much like Midna, actually.
Although this guy is a bit nicer about it. At least there was well, no, there's still that whole payoff.
Yeah.
I mean, you help me, I help you save a loved one. Or in Twilight Princess case, it was about 5. No, just one person he cared about, and the rest were just brats that tagged along.
Don't worry about it, I got this shit. You stay here and have no importance on the plot whatsoever while I go do another couple of dungeons. Bye!
Let's ignore the fact that you actually have years of pirate experience and a crew that could help us out.
Yo, shit, what's Medley's number? I'm gonna call her up.
Yeah, it's like, you're wearing a dress now, so you can't help me. You can't go on an adventure like that.
Medley's wearing robes, I hasten to say.
Robes are not dresses. You can go on an adventure in robes, just ask any mage character.
And Makar's not wearing anything.
Ooh. Lewd.
Well, except a leaf, I guess.
Lewd.
Is it weird that I'm back to being a boat so soon after you seeing my humanoid form?
Wait, are they supposed to be like the same body? I thought it was like he was channeling his voice through the boat.
Well, no, I think he's just a spirit, because if his body had not, like, worn away at this point, I'd have to say he's a wielder of the Triforce.
Well, Zelda is still alive, and I assume she's his daughter.
No, descendant.
Oh, okay. I thought they were, like, direct, like, father-daughter. Okay.
Think about it, mate. Like, the king we're seeing here looked after the kingdom from 100 years ago, like the pre-flood days.
Okay.
We're not going to be going back to Hyrule for a long, long time, so I hope you got your fill of it.
Good, that place sucked. All people did was just stand around and talk.
Didn't even leave Zelda with a newspaper or anything.
No, like I said, she has a dress on now. She's of no use to us.
What are you trying to say, Nintendo?
What are you saying? That's totally not going to come into play. That's totally not going to take up, like, 3 parts of this playthrough.
Don't worry, it'll be 2. I'll streamline that shit.
Thank the goddesses.
Now, we've sat through a lot of cutscenes, and basically just, kick back and watch things play out. Next time, I think we're going to have, like, the first proper side quest part, because after that, the game starts to go into full-on, adventure mode. So we'll see you then for a bit of shopping and such. Bye-bye!